Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wimpy Studio. Today I'm going to be starting something brand new, and that is a YouTube podcast. So I have tried to do this in the past, and it didn't work out, probably just because the topic that I was doing wasn't something that was interesting to you guys, of course, and it wasn't something I was interested in doing. I like to make up stories and release them to like my family and some friends, but not to the whole YouTube thing. Now, I just don't want to release my original ideas. Is the right way to put it. I want to go ahead and get started. So my this podcast is called #FanFictionLand, and pretty much what it is me making up fan fiction stories about books, mainly books, but all kinds of different things, alternate editions of these kind of things. Um, pretty much like I'm just gonna be discussing them, and that's how I make them into a podcast. Um, yeah, just go ahead and get into it. This is the episode 1, Dive from a Kid, book 15, cover and title ideas. We have some information about this book, but not a lot. So I just wanted to give like my title, cover, and story detail theories. But first of all, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. So we have a couple of different images. Okay, so I got it up as close as I can. Um, Pretty much, here's what we do know. So, Die from a Kid, Book 15. They released this just a couple months ago, October 27th, 2020. So that's going to be the release date. So that's a little bit before. Um, Lately, they've been releasing them in November. Um, but like there was like a couple of them like what was I gonna say? Like book the Meltdown was released in October at the very end of October. This is also released in October, so I'm excited for that. I'm really excited to read it. Once it comes out, I'm hoping that nothing changes because of coronavirus, because this was set before, and Raleigh Jefferson's Awesome Friendly Adventure had to be delayed, so I do not know. So, anyways, if you kind of look at the logo a bit, like um, you see like it's like ice, but I don't think it's supposed to be ice because then you can kind of see the transition from there to there. It's underwater definitely. It looks like it's definitely like cold. So it feels like it's gonna be no, not like the meltdown. People are saying that it kind of looks like ice, but I think it's supposed to be based on like something like water related. Because if you go over here, Greg's underwater wearing a snorkel, um, which I think that that's a good representation. It shows that he's underwater. Um, we've seen we haven't actually like seen a lot of swim stuff since book 4, Dog Days, because we saw a little bit in book 9, but Dog Days was like the main last time that we saw swimming. So I feel like it'll be something similar to that. Because then if you go to this final picture over here, we see Greg in the water on his video game and everyone else in the pool. And Darwin McKidd book 15 is going to make a splash. Stay tuned for the official cover reveal. So on all of these, this is final cover to be revealed. We don't know like when the cover is gonna be revealed. It might even come out like today. To be honest, I'm recording this ahead of time, but I'll make sure to like get something posted out about it. It may because of my YouTube schedule. I want to finish up the Chosen reviews ASAP. Throughout the next couple of weeks. So there's that and a couple other things I want to do. So I just want to make sure I have time to include everything in, if that's fair. Hopefully you guys see what I'm saying, but honestly, throughout these 3 different pictures, we know the release date and we know that it's going to be kind of like a swimming theme, I'm assuming. That's just my guesses. And of course, so I'm underwater. Okay. Okay, so let's start with like the title ideas that I have. So, again, none of these are confirmed, but I just want to give some ideas of possible titles for Dive Wimpy Kid Book 15. So, Dive Wimpy Kid Pool Party. This feels like kind of more of like a boring title though, but hey, it looks like it's set in water. It looks like it's gonna be a pool party. So that's just a guess on my part. So Dive Wimpy Kid Pool Party. Dive Wimpy Kid Swim Sabotage. Dive Wimpy Kid Stolen Snorkel. So the pool party one is pretty basic, I would say, but anything is possible for a Dive Wimpy Kid. They've done basic things, like the first book was basic. I mean, the titles are definitely gonna be more clever than that, though. Um, Sabotage was not my original idea. This was like something off of like a website, but Swim Sabotage could definitely be it because it's swimming, of course. And then Dive Kid Stolen Snorkel was something I made up, and I think that this could be related to this picture right here. Someone could swipes the snorkel out from under Greg. Something bad could happen to him. I have no idea. Okay, so those are just some random title ideas. Again, I didn't put much thought into them, but like it's kind of hard to know. I mean, we don't have a lot of information. We know it's going to be swimming, or we're assuming it's going to be like swimming related. So that's why these titles are all related to swimming in some way. I don't really know. Okay, so here are just some cover ideas. An ocean-ish cover. So I'm thinking like it could be like this could easily be like the cover possibly. Now it's probably not going to be, but it could be something similar to this. Greg, on his device, everyone else surrounding around him. That could be something related to the cover. So I'm thinking like an oceanish color, like, and then regular blue and white for outer lines. So lately, ever since book 11, Double Down, they've been doing a color combination because they've already run out of like all color ideas besides pink and gray, and no one wants to see those on a book. Um, so they've done. So the original book was red. The second book was dark blue. Third was green. Fourth was yellow. Fifth was purple. Sixth was light blue. Seventh was brown. Eighth was light green. Ninth was orange. 10th was black. 11th was red and yellow. 12th was blue and green. 13th is purple, and I will have to go check that out. Purple and let me go check. I'm gonna bring my laptop back to my room and check and see what that is. I forgot what it was. Um, okay. The meltdown is purple and blue. Okay, so the meltdown is purple and blue. Wrecking Ball is orange and black. So I think that book 15 could be blue and white, or maybe blue in a different color. I mean, they've done blue the most so far on a book. I mean, they've done 3 books of blue. That might be a little bit boring, but hey, it's fine, honestly, We don't need we don't need an extraordinary cover. I mean, the cover is kind of like the least important part, even though it's still an important part. One time I was like the cover for like a fun book we were writing, and people were like, well, the cover's the least important part. But I think that the cover is a lot bigger than what you realize. The cover is what's going to attract people to the book. So, for instance, all the Dire Woman Kid books have very good covers. If there's not a cover, people aren't going to come see the book. Now, of course, like the illustrations, publishing, like getting all that stuff is more important, but the cover is more important than people realize. I just wanted to say that. So, like, the cover is just not like some random thing. Like, the cover, you still learn a lot of things, like, from the cover. It gives you a hint of what's going to be inside the book. So, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking like maybe a regular blue and white. So say it happens to, it's not going to be any of these, but say it, so it's like something swimming related and it's like just blue and white. I would be happy with that. I think it's definitely going to be blue. I'm not sure about white. I mean, it could be white. I mean, I think it's going to be like in this writing. So like more like in a light blue, I guess is the right way to say it. I have no idea. So I want to move on to some possible story details. I have 2 of them. One of them is more developed, and the other one is more like a simple one. So I'll go ahead and read it to you guys. So maybe Greg has to go to swim camp, and there's a pond that electrocutes you, which will cause you to die. The whole book revolves around friendships, tough swimming coaches, and more. Greg also finds out Holly is on the swim team and tries to rekindle his former friendship and possible relationship with her. At the end of the book, Greg finally gets with Holly and is good friends with everyone, but he gets pushed into the electric pool by some bullies. Cliffhanger. So, Jeff Kinney has said in a recent interview that apparently book 16, if there's a good chance that book 16 might be the last one. He originally said that he wanted to do at least 20, but I think I saw something that was book 16, like in the background. So I have no idea like what will be the final book. I'm hoping that there's gonna be more books, but it's kind of been getting stale. But he's able to come up with new ideas, so I'm not gonna be one of those people who like blames Jeff Kinney for not having the freshest ideas. The originals of everything is always the best. I got to say that. So but I guess the right way to say this is that so Greg had to deal with being on the swim team, and I think it was in book 3. I mean, he was like there was like swimming involved in book 4, but I think they gave flashbacks to when he was on the swimming team back in book 3 and 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. I have no idea. But pretty much, I think I want to see that like thing with like rekindle with Greg and Holly because at the end of Dog Days movie they get together, but the thing is that we haven't seen that in any of the books, and we didn't see that in the Long Haul. Now, of course, the Long Haul was a full reboot, but I still wanted to like see touching. Like, I want to see like Greg and Holly like relationship troubles because a story doesn't end with like someone getting together or someone getting married. You have to see the aftermath of that, and that's why I'm going to be doing a lot of like fan fiction stories like the aftermath after people get together, because I'm really frustrated like when they just end a book off with people getting together and not exploring it afterwards. We don't even know. Maybe they get together, but we don't know even if they make it official. You never know. But the reason why I'm thinking that book 16 may actually be the last one is what if at the end of book 15, Greg gets pushed into the electric pool by some bullies? So, like, the whole point of it, like, at book 10, the camp was like the whole Silas Scratch kind of thing. And this could be the electric pool. You never know what's going to happen. So, bullies push Greg into the pool, and he ends up supposedly dying. Now, we don't know. This could be, like, maybe a fun thing. And after that, Greg decides to, like, pull a prank on everyone for the last book, pretending that he was dead, and going, and maybe we get flashbacks to, like, maybe some, like, childhood memories that, like, maybe something happened like this. Like, maybe a family member, like Roderick, pulled a prank and how sad he felt. I don't know. I think maybe the last book could be this. It could be Greg fakes a death, pulls a prank on his family members, on his whole school. And that could be a good end off because it could end with Greg being like, even though I want to grow up, I want to stay where I am and I want to be alive. That could be a good ending to the Dark Woman Kid series. It shows how Greg has grown since the very beginning to the very end. Now, I doubt any of this is going to happen. They're not going to kill off Greg. But if I was writing it, I would add like a little twist at the end. So people like so much suspense because all the other books didn't really end on a cliffhanger. I mean, of course, open for more. I have no idea. But that would be kind of how I would write it. Really quick, I want to go over the second theory that I wrote down. So Greg and his family actually move and they hold a pool party. However, Greg's fear of water overpowers him and his snorkel gets stolen. He attempts to get it back. So I'm kind of thinking that the swim sabotage would work more for the first theory, and the stolen snorkel will work better for the second theory. So I'm thinking, like, it starts off like Greg and his family actually moved and they hold a pool party and he's swimming in the water. Someone steals his snorkel, and that's the whole mystery. Like, who stole it? Especially because Greg like went underwater and he couldn't breathe for a second. So that's also like I didn't put much into it, but it's like kind of like that's the mystery. It felt like that would be kind of more like a lame one because I want Greg to before the end of the book get try out a relationship. It doesn't have to be with Holly Hills, but get a relationship with someone because we've seen it. Even in like book 14, Wrecking Ball, we've seen him get relationships and just people aren't interested in him. And I think that Greg has potential to get a relationship if we tried and did it right, you know? So I have no idea. But the second one is probably actually a little bit more likely that like maybe his family does move, but I want it to be like I have no idea. I know I'm talking a lot here, but honestly, I have grown up with the Dark Woman Kid books. I've read every single one of them, and of course the movie diaries. By the way, Dark Woman Kid Rally's Awesome Friendly Adventure is coming out August 4th. I'll make sure to get my review on that, and I'm hoping to get like a how is it? Well, the first Rally Jefferson's edition out to you guys. When once it comes out, probably a couple days after. It typically takes me a couple hours to read it, but then so it takes me like like maybe a day to get through it. Okay, and then after so then the next day I reflect on it and record and edit and then publish it the next day. So that's kind of what I'm like my basis is. So watch it, reflect, record, edit, publish. So that's kind of what I could do it out of the span of 3 days. I guess throughout what I say it. So for instance, it comes out on that Tuesday, August 4th. Tuesday I'll read it, Wednesday I'll reflect and record the review, and Thursday I'll publish it. That's just an example. I don't know what's going to happen with like my YouTube, even in like by then. What if it gets deleted? I don't think it's going to get deleted, but oh well. Okay, so again, we have some teasers here. It definitely looks like it's going to be underwater themed. Here's just some titles: Pool Party, Swim, Sabotage, Still, and Snorkel. I think it's going to be blue for the theme, and maybe in like this color, and then white for the outer lines, and possibly Greg goes to swim camp, and there's like the whole like pond thing, and maybe he ends up getting pushed in, or maybe his family actually move and they hold a pool party, but like his snorkel gets stolen. Who knows? Okay, so what was I gonna say? Okay, so that's gonna be the end of my video. So again, this is like a podcast. So hashtag fanfictionland. Use this podcast everywhere. I'm really excited. There's gonna be after this. I'm gonna be my first one is gonna be an alternate story of Harry Potter. I think so. I'm excited to share that. Um, comment below what you guys want to see from this new podcast. Hashtag fanfictionland. Comment your theories for Dive Women Kid Book 15. Again, hopefully we'll get more information soon. No promises, but they've always released in April or May, and so hopefully we'll get news on that. Anyways, I hope you guys are all staying safe in quarantine. Thanks everyone for watching Wimpy Studios. Stay tuned for more videos to come. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and bye.